It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day because you're here. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day because you're here. There's a sun shining in the sky, somewhere above the clouds, and the trees clapping and the breeze blowing love our way. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day because you're here. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day because you're here. There's a sun shining in the sky, somewhere above the clouds, and the trees clapping and the breeze blowing love our way. Can you do those motions with me? There's a sun shining in the sky. Can you put your hands together above your head? Look, we're suns. There's a sun shining in the sky. And then we have to look for it somewhere above the clouds. Can I see you look for it above the clouds? Somewhere above the clouds. It's my favorite part. Here are our tree branches and the trees clapping. Can I see that? And the trees clapping and the breeze is blowing. We're blowing. We're wind. And then we're going to give ourselves a big tight squeeze. Love our way. Let's go over it again. There's a sun shining in the sky. Did you get that one? Now let's find it. Somewhere above the clouds, and the trees are clapping, and the breeze is blowing. Oof, I'm getting cold. Love our way. I think we're ready. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day because you're here. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day because you're here. There's a sun shining in the sky, somewhere above the clouds, and the trees are clapping and the breeze is blowing love our way. Last time. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day because you're here. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day because you're here. And here's a flower for you, a beautiful, vibrant yellow flower. I found this upstairs. Speaking of beautiful day, do you know what season we're in? We're in the month of October, and we're in the season, I'm sure you know, we're in the season of fall. Sometimes it's called autumn. Fall, autumn. And that reminds me of a song about the seasons. Do you want to hear it? Winter, spring, summer, fall, there are 4 seasons in all. Look outside for snow, sun, wind, and rain, and watch how the seasons change. Winter, spring, summer, fall, there are 4 seasons in all. Look outside for snow, sun, wind, and rain, and watch how the seasons change. Do you like when the seasons change? Right now we're in a chillier season. Summertime was hot, and then fall came around and we have to put on our jackets and our sweaters and our rain boots because it's been very rainy. if you can see outside the window, or if you've spent some time outside today, what was the weather like? Was it snowing? I hope not. Was it windy? Windy? Was it rainy? Could you see the sun, or was the sun way above the clouds? Sometimes it's fun to think about the weather and sing about the weather. Welcome to music class. It's good to spend time with you again. My name is Mrs.Leah, and I'm glad that we're back together. This is our second time meeting virtually. Last week when we met, we talked about 2 instruments. Do you remember that? We talked about 2 different instruments, and they were from a certain place in the world. And we're going to review, which means we're going to talk about that again today, just a little bit. So the first instrument we talked about last week was this one. This one. This is called a Jimbei, if you remember. And Jimbeis are made of wood. And the top is usually an animal skin that's stretched across it. And I don't think we talked about that last week. But that's what the top part is made out. The top part is not wooden. So again, it's hollow inside. And when we hit it, it makes this boomy kind of sound. But if I put my hand on it like this and kind of clamp or mute the sound, that boom goes bye-bye. Want to hear it? Boom. Bye-bye boom. Boom. No boom. That was our djembe drum. Now, the other instrument we talked about last week was the finger piano. Again, it's made of wood. It has these little metal pieces on it, and it sounds different than our djembe, doesn't it? It has a pretty sound, kind of like a xylophone. Have you heard a xylophone before? That was our finger piano. Now, both of our instruments came from a special place in the world. Do you remember where that place is? Don't say it yet. Don't say it. Let's get our globe out and give our friends a chance to remember. A chance to remember. You can say it now. Where were our instruments from? The beautiful continent of Africa. Remember, we live over here in North America. And across the Atlantic Ocean, this blue part is the continent of Africa. And that's where our djembe drum and our finger piano come from. Those beautiful sounds and textures and music come from the continent of Africa. Now, those aren't the only instruments from Africa. There are so many more. Those are the only 2 in my house. Excuse me. So it was a joy to share those with you. Now, I still want to talk about Africa and African music, but for our listening exercise this week, we're going to talk about an instrument that's from all over the world. I'm telling you, you can find this instrument in South America. You can find this instrument in Africa. You can find this instrument in Europe, Asia, in Australia, and Antarctica too. This is the most popular instrument of all time. Do you know what that instrument is? It's the human voice. You have that instrument everywhere you go. The human voice is the most popular instrument in the entire world. And everyone has one, including you. So, I want to talk about singers and singing. And all over the world, people use their voices to make music, and you can do that too. Now, when you're singing alone, like la 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 la, that's called singing solo, okay? Or singing alone. When you're singing alone, or you hear someone else singing alone, that's called singing solo. But a lot of times, people like to sing together. So, if I'm singing with my sister, my friend, and my cousin, and my neighbor, and my aunt, and we're all singing together, well, that's called a chorus, or a choir, or an ensemble. There are a lot of names for when people get together and play instruments and sing. Let's call it a chorus. So when we get together and sing with other people, that's called a chorus. So you can sing alone, or you can sing with others in a chorus. We are going to listen to a song. And this song is sung by the African Children's Choir. So these kids, they're a little bit older than you. They're 7 years old through 12 years old. So they're a bit older than you are. Maybe you have a sister or a brother or a cousin who is 7 or 8 or 9. That's how old these children are. And they come from several African countries. They're not just from one country. They're from a lot of different places on the continent of Africa. And they get together and they sing as a choir. They sing as a chorus. The name of this song is Niway Winka. And I want you to hear it. And I want you to put up your finger when you hear a solo voice. Because sometimes just one child is singing. But if you hear many voices, if you hear the choir come in, I want you to put up all 10 of your fingers. And Miss Leah said I told myself I would draw some faces on my fingers. Just to make it more engaging. So as I'm drawing faces on my fingers, I want you to remember, as you listen to this song, as you listen to the African Children's Choir, I want you to put up one finger when you hear just one child singing, and all 10 of your fingers. Look, some of mine are smiling now. Look at all those wonderful people. When you hear many voices. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right. Again, this is called Niway Winka. Get your fingers ready. Also, oof, I almost forgot. There is a Jimbei playing as the children are singing. So this is exciting. We get to hear this beautiful African instrument again this week, playing behind this choir. Ready? Hear the Jimbei? See who's singing. I hear a lot of people, a lot of children.
Ruhanga
Did you like that song? I like the way that they ended it. Wow! And the Jimbei going really strong. I really like that song. Did you like it? I know we can't understand what they were saying. They were singing in a different language. Wasn't it beautiful? Do you like hearing people speak and sing in different languages? I think it was so beautiful. And the children sang so beautifully. And sometimes we were hearing just one child singing. And then sometimes we heard all of the friends singing. Now, it wasn't 10. It was way more than 10. But we heard a lot of kids singing and sometimes one. And they would go back and forth. It was a really cool song. And I think everyone enjoyed it. So I hope that you enjoyed that. There was something really special happening in that song called Call and Response. Call and response. Sometimes you heard the one child saying something, and then the whole chorus, the whole choir, everybody else came in and said exactly what that one voice had said before. Now, sometimes call and response works other ways, and people will say or sing something differently. But in this song, you heard the one child say something, and then everybody else repeated what the child said all together as a choir. So if I were to say, I've got a puppy, and that was my call, your response would be, I've got a puppy. If I say, I've got a toy, your response would be, I've got a toy. If I said, I've got a flower, your response would be, I've got a flower. Do you want to try? Can you keep a steady beat with me, which means we're just going to clap. Can you clap with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clap with me. Clap with me. Now I'm going to do a call. I'm going to say, I've got a puppy. And you're going to say, I've got a puppy. How did that work? Can we try it again? Keep clapping, keep clapping. Here we go. I've got a puppy. Your turn. I've got a puppy. How did it go? Getting a little better? Let's try it again. Watch. I've got a puppy. Your turn. I've got a puppy. Good. I've got a flower. Your turn. I've got a flower. How about this? I've got a new toy. I've got a new toy. I wish. How's it going? Let's try it again. I've got a puppy. Your turn. I've got a puppy. My turn. I've got a flower. Your turn. I've got a flower. I've got a new toy. Your turn. I've got a new toy. All right. We were doing a couple things there. We were keeping a steady beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we were doing call and response. You can do that with your friends. Keep a steady beat. Or you don't even have to do the beat if you want to. You could just say to your friend, I've got a new t-shirt. They'll go, I've got a new t-shirt. That's how call and response works. One voice calls, another voice, in a lot of instances, many voices answer. Call and response. Call and response. Call and response. Okay? So we've learned a few things today. We reviewed our instruments from Africa, the djembe, the finger piano. We talked about one voice, a solo voice, and many voices, a chorus, a choir. We listened to the African Children's Choir, where the children come from all over the continent of Africa. We talked about how they're a little bit older than you are. And then we listened to them sing beautifully. And we heard call and response. And we practiced call and response. You worked very hard today. And you should be very proud of yourself. I want you to give yourself a big, tight squeeze. Oh, and as you're squeezing, I want to remind you to keep working hard. Keep working hard the rest of your day. It was so good to spend time with you, and I can't wait to see you next week.